right here, come on. Boy, what is it good for? Boy, what is it good for? Woo! Boy, what is it good for? Bass! Boy, what is it good for? Boy, good! What is it good for? Ooh, yeah! Yeah! All right!
For a man in uniform to carry home my little soldier.
What could he do? Should have been a rock star.
But he didn't have the money for a
What could he
guitar.
do? Should have been a politician.
But he never had a proper
What could he
education.
do? Should have been a father.
But he never even made it to his 20s. What a waste, army dreamers. Ooh, what a waste of army dreamers.
There's an old man called the Mississippi. That's the old man that I'd like to be. What does he care if the world's got troubles? What does he care if the land ain't free? Old Man River, that old man River, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling, he keeps on rolling along. He don't plant potatoes, he don't plant cotton. Them that plants them, he's soon forgotten. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bale, you gets a little drunk and your land's in jail. I get weary and sick of trying. I'm tired of living and scared of dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. Dark is always on the Mississippi. Dark is always while the white folks play. Pulling those boats from the dawn till sunset, getting no rest. body all aching and racked with pain. Told that barge, lift that bale, you get a little drunk and you land in jail. I get weary and sick of crying, I'm tired of living and sick of dying. The old man river, he just keeps rolling on. $10 million soldiers to the war have gone, who may never return again. 10 million mothers' hearts must break for the one who died in vain. Heads bowed down in sorrow in her lonely years, I heard a mother murmur through her tears, I didn't raise my boy to be a soldier, I brought him up to be my pride and joy, who dared to place a musket on his shoulder, to shoot some other mother's darling boy. Let nations operate their future troubles, it's time to lay the sword and gun away. There'd be no war today if mothers all would say, I didn't raise my boy to be a soldier. What victory can cheer a mother's heart when she looks at her blighted home? What victory can bring her back all she cares to call her own? Let each mother answer in the years to be, remember that my boy belongs to me. I didn't raise my boy to be a soldier, I brought him up to be my pride and joy, who dared to place a musket on his shoulder, to shoot some other mother's darling boy. Let nations operate their future troubles, it's time to lay the sword and gun away. There'd be no war today if mothers all would say, I didn't raise my boy to be a soldier, I didn't raise my boy to be a soldier, I brought him up to be my pride and joy, who dared to place a musket on his shoulder, to shoot some other mother's darling boy. Let nations arbitrate their future troubles, it's time to lay the sword and gun away. There'd be no war today if mothers all would say, I didn't raise my boy to be a soldier.
Don't you know, you're talking about a revolution that sounds like a whisper. Don't you know, you're talking about a revolution that sounds like a whisper. While they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines.
speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look! Up in the sky! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman! Superman rocketed to Earth as an infant when the distant planet Krypton exploded. And who, disguised as Clark Kent, bioplanet reporter for the Daily Planet, fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and freedom with superpowers far beyond those of ordinary mortals. It's Superman, Superman.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound, this amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman. Empowered with X-ray vision, possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent. Lois. This is a job for Superman.
My dear Zatanna, we could have been magic.
think I'll just go check the scene of the crime.
Safety is important in any swimming area.
What happened?
Breathed in a little water. I'll show you how to help him. Put him in a sitting position and get his head below his knees. That helps him cough out the water he breathed in.
Glad you were here. Yeah. Thanks, Aquaman.
Glad to be of help. But remember, only fish breathe underwater.
Unless you happen to be Aquaman.
Let's start by meeting a leading authority on the subject, Dr. Atom. Now, observing the professor himself, we can see that his structure resembles, in many ways, something almost as vast as the atom is small, the solar system. And there are certain similarities. Here is the center with electrons in surrounding orbits. But whereas the planet's movement of electrons is slightly different, there are other differences too. Hey, hold it! Thank you. Now, the solar system together is electrical. The electrons, which are negative, are attracted by the protons, which are positive, and vice versa. But here in the nucleus are other particles with no electrical charge, called neutrons. Very important characters too, as we shall see. And equally important when it comes to atomic energy is what scientists call the atom's binding force. It's a kind of cosmic glue holding the nucleus together. This, then, is a single atom, but certainly not all atoms are alike. There are in nature more than 90 basic elements, which is science's term for families of atoms. To scientists, the atoms of the individual atom families, or elements, are identified by number. That is, the number of protons or positive charges in their nucleus.
On July 19th, the D-Day of Operation Crossroads, the atomic bomb supervised by Vice Admiral Blandy at Bikini Atoll in mid-Pacific. Crews leave the target ships in Bikini Lagoon, many for the last time. The B-29 Dave's Dream takes off from Kwajalein to deliver the bomb, equal to 50,000 tons of TNT, while an electric metronome counts the final seconds. Cover your eyes. Now, bomb away!
of a second Sputnik carrying a dog confirmed the opening of the space age. Enclosed in an air-conditioned capsule, the dog, a female called Laika, was history's first space passenger. The dog had been trained for satellite travel in a series of earlier rocket flights. As in her final ascent, the animal was wired with instruments. Her blood pressure, temperature, and heartbeat were converted into electrical signals and broadcast to Earth. In this preliminary flight, 2 canines were sent aloft. Surviving the shock of takeoff acceleration, both animals, free from gravity's pull, adjust themselves to the frightening feeling of floating weightless in space. Here is evidence that man can step out to reach the moon, the planets, or even the stars. While the dogs were parachuted safely to Earth in this test, there was no way of recovering Laika from Sputnik 2, which still circles on.
半點報時係由中華老字號廣東英和堂製藥有限公司特約播出。
北京時間晚上11:40。所在 FM 100.2公共電台。以上嘅人係得咗呢個田列宣言嘅，咁田列宣言一個係有近聲嘅田列宣言，一個係無近聲嘅田列宣言。咁無近聲嘅田列宣言又點入得嚟啊？一個就係我哋年輕個青少年，有你經常睇呢啲黃色嘅書本，同埋睇呢啲黃色嘅刺激錄嘅。
正常女性要達到高潮嘅時間，最起碼都要成15分鐘左右啦。
係啊，你15分鐘達唔到，肯定唔掂嘛。 係咪先？
或者呢個朋友究竟係點樣一回事，再發個短信上嚟同我哋講下咯，講下你哋性生活嘅時間有幾長，呢個好關鍵嘅。
你找不到人溝通呢，也可以直接向我李醫生傾訴。你把我李博文教授當作是你的朋友，是你的親人，有什麼疑難的話題都可以向我傾訴。
Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
Tell me your name, I'll tell you mine.
I don't think so.
What's that noise?
Popcorn.
You making popcorn?
Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Really? What?
Oh, just some scary movie.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
You never told me your name.
Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
Someone is playing a deadly game.
It all began with a scream over 911.
Someone who's seen one too many scary movies. Now, he's taken his love of fear
Hello?
Hello, Sydney.
one step too far.
Do you like scary movies?
What's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a scary movie. Number one, you can never have sex.
It's me.
Never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back. Get another beer, you want one? Yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
He didn't make the rules.
Police are always on track if they watch prom night at same time.
He just kills by them. Don't answer the phone. Don't open the door. Don't try to hide.
Everybody's a suspect!
You're not scared, are you?
Scream.
Good afternoon. Here we have a quiet little motel, tucked away off the main highway, and as you see, perfectly harmless looking, when in fact, it has now become known as the scene of the crime. This motel also has, as an adjunct, an old house, which is, if I may say so, a little more sinister looking, less innocent than the motel itself. And in this house, the most dire, horrible events took place. I think we can go inside because the place is up for sale, although I don't know who's going to buy it now. In that window on the second floor, the single one in front, that's where the woman was first seen. Let's go inside. You see, even in daylight, this place still looks a bit sinister. Now, it was at the top of these stairs that the second murder took place. She came out of the door there and met the victim at the top. Of course, in a flash, there was the knife, and in no time, the victim tumbled and fell with a horrible crash. I think the back broke immediately. It hit the floor. It's difficult to describe the way that the twisting of the well, I won't dwell upon it. Come upstairs. Of course, the victim, or should I say victims, hadn't any conception as to the type of people they would be confronted with in this house, especially the woman. She was the weirdest and the most... Well, let's go into her bedroom. Here's the woman's room, still beautifully preserved. And the imprint of her figure on the bed where she used to lay. I think some of her clothes are still in this wardrobe. This was the son's room, but we won't go in there because his favorite spot was the little parlor behind his office in the motel. Let's go down there. This young man, you had to feel sorry for him. After all, being dominated by an almost maniacal woman was enough to drive anyone to the extreme of, well, let's go in. Well, I suppose you'd call this his hideaway. His hobby, as you see, was taxidermy. Crow here, an owl there. Now, an important scene took place in this room. There was a private supper here. And, oh, by the way, this picture has great significance because, let's go along to cabin number 1. I want to show you something there. All tidied up. The bathroom. Well, they've cleaned all this up now. Big difference. You should have seen the blood. The whole place was, well, it's too horrible to describe. Dreadful. And I'll tell you, there's a very important clue was found here. Down there. Well, the murderer, you see, crept in here very slowly. Of course, the shower was on, there was no sound, and
I just want to apologize to Mike's mom and Josh's mom and my mom. I am so sorry because it is my fault. Because it was my pride. I am so scared.
right back.
Okay, so I've taken a lot of classes at Hamilton that discuss alternative forms of social media, or how we can escape the Instagram/big social matrix. And I'm always confused because one of the biggest complaints that come up during these discussions is that the quote-unquote algorithm is polarizing us by putting us in echo chambers with like-minded people. But part of the idea behind alternative social media is typically for people to be a part of a democratic, publicly owned internet space where people can join communities with like-minded people. So we're not just leaving one echo chamber and entering a new one. Furthermore, if the anti-Instagram people leave Instagram, will it not continue to thrive, but now without the presence of a counterculture? But then again, can you engage in internet counterculture if you're doing it through Instagram? But if you're not, then who will see it other than the people who already agree with you? So this is the whole paradox that is kind of circling around my head when I began reading the Dark Forest anthology of the internet. And I was worried about this paradox bothering me in the back of my mind the entire time I was reading it, biasing my consumption, of course. So I was very grateful to see that the first essay addresses the issue that I've always felt has been ignored. So in the Dark Forest Theory of the Internet, which is the first essay, Yancey Strickler shares, I'm reminded of what happened in the 1970s when hippies, bruised and bloodied from the culture wars of the 60s, retreated into self-help, wellness, and personal development. While they turned inward, the winners of the 60s culture wars took society's reins. A focus on personal wellness treated an unintended side effect, a retreat from public arena and shift into the distribution of power ever since. So when people quit Instagram, it is typically with the hopes of improving their personal wellness or finally owning up to an addiction. But if you are somebody who believes Instagram is evil and you leave Instagram, how will you inform others that Instagram is evil other than via your group of in real life friends who may likely have already also quit Instagram? Because again, like-minded people. I do think that most people who quit Instagram do not consider themselves like internet activists, and therefore they don't really consider the implications of leaving Instagram other than for their own good, which is completely reasonable. But if I ever left Instagram, it would be largely politically motivated, so this is another paradox that I would have to face. If I were to move my internet presence to an alternate social media like Mastodon or Blue Sky, I don't know what types of communities I would join. I like Instagram because I like slowly making my way to the opposite side of the political spectrum and then reading all the comments. So I relearn every day that the majority of people do not think the way I think. And if that was something I wanted to seek out on alternative social media, I definitely could. So all in all, I would like to make this in my conclusion that while I like the diversity of Instagram, as well as my ability to fluidly traverse the space, I don't think humans were ever supposed to live outside of echo chambers. Because prior to social media, you'd be bound to a small community of perhaps not exclusively like-minded people, but people who shared very similar experiences with you just due to proximity. I do think that there's something valuable in engaging with the whole of the internet, but perhaps we were simply just not built to live that way, and rather than live in an echo chamber designed by an external force, like the quote-unquote algorithm, we have the option to handpick our own communities with alternative social media platforms, or what Strickler refers to as non-indexed, non-optimized, and non-gamified environments. Okay, so in Maggie Appleton's essay, The Expanding Dark Forest and Generative AI, it expresses concern that we're about to, quote, drown in a sea of pedestrian takes due to the accessibility of AI and the painfully average content it spits out. They reflect on ways that we humans stand next to AI. One, we have embodied experiences while AI do not. Two, no language model will be able to keep up with the pace of weird internet lingo and memes. Appleton also brings up the point that if a historical event, fact, person, or concept wasn't part of their training data, they can't tell you about it. But I don't include this as number 3 because I also couldn't tell you about a historical event, fact, person, or concept that I didn't know about. So perhaps this is just a general shortcoming of all forms of intelligence. After reading this essay, I believe that we are about to enter an anti-mid movement. In terms of what this means for creativity, I think that what was once considered bad art, writing, etc. will soon be considered good art, writing, etc. because any creation that isn't mid will be considered good amongst the pool of AI slop. It will be unique, it will be obviously special. I've been thinking about Wojaks a lot recently, partially because this Wojak bell curve was referenced in this article a couple times, but I was specifically thinking about how AI may never be able to make Wojaks. These characters are infamously poorly drawn, which is where their charm comes from. So my friend and I tried to ask multiple AI tools to create their own Wojaks, and they simply could not. They could only make Pepe and the original Feels Guy Wojak with different surroundings. And then they started putting bubbles with text above the Wojak's head, like when the person who's bad at drawing starts cheating in Pictionary. I really love to create things, and I feel especially empowered when I create bad things. Like, yes, I always put effort into my work, but sometimes the effort is the choice of making something look like crap. Mostly for humor's sake, but also because I think that low-stakes creation is what we need right now. I'm on a student publication called The Daily Bull, and it is half of what you would expect. It is complete bull, but I think we released like 20 total bulls over the entirety of the past year, so not so much the daily part. But we distribute the bull to every table in the dining halls so that our peers are subject to our physical thoughts and our manifestations of what bull is. This sometimes includes useless lists, incomprehensible diagrams, arrays of images, and I think most people don't find it funny at all, but man, I crack myself up when I'm making them. So Appleton begs for illegibility, poetry, speaking even more in diagrams, images, metaphors, collages, forms of language that AI and the mids do not yet understand. If you are someone who truly loves to create new things, you shouldn't be worried about AI. In fact, one could argue that the stakes have never been lower.